Olaf's Frozen Adventure. Like what they did back in 2015 with Frozen Fever, Disney released an animated short to give audiences their Frozen fix before they would bring out the sequel. Considering that the movie has a strong winter theme presented, it wouldn't be surprising that it would end up making a holiday special. In this case, it centers around Olaf wanting to find Anna and Elsa a holiday tradition. Sure, it's definitely not as good as the movie itself, considering that it now features a similar tone to the Rankin Bass specials. It feels like it wants to appeal more to children than the general audience by exchanging subtlety with corniness, especially when Olaf's naive nature is meant to be the short's humor. That, and it does feel like it's trying hard to cram in as much songs as they can. Individually, they are fine, but it does feel like it wants to hammer in the musical aspect. However, I will give it credit though that the animation is still strong as the movie, and it's noticeable how it does have a heart that the intention is to spread holiday cheer with a Frozen twist. Plus the last song, When We're Together, is very touching and delivers a nice finale. Is it as good as the movie? Of course not. But as a little holiday special to put on TV during the season, it's worth a watch for both Disney and Frozen fans.
Hey dude, you doing okay? I don't know, it's just that you look a little bit troubled. Is there something wrong? Coco? Oh, Coco! That is absolutely right, wow. I'm really sorry. I was just so caught up with Olaf's Frozen Adventure that I nearly forgot that this was actually a Coco review. I mean, you guys aren't here to hear me talk about Olaf's Frozen Adventure. You guys are here because this is a Coco review. That's right. That's right. Again, I really am sorry for this. I mean, I will admit what I pull off here is equally as stupid as putting up a 21-minute corny holiday special before the actual movie. You know what I mean? Alright, let's put you into the actual review. Let's put you into the thing you actually want to go and see. So, hold on. I got it right here. Alright, so here. Let's put you back onto the review.
Remember me. Oh, I have to say goodbye. Remember me. Don't let it make you cry.
Coco. Over the years, Pixar would bring us unforgettable stories from a whole new point of view. From toys, to under the sea, to the skies, and even inside your mind, the studio is best known for taking these new perspectives and turn them into some of the best and most beloved animated features in recent years. What they have yet to achieve, however, is tell a story revolving around a culture, which in this case is all about the traditions of Mexico. Technically, it is true that Ratatouille brought audiences into Parisian culture, but that one revolves more around cuisine and fine dining more than the life and myths of Paris. It does seem like a pretty risky move for this American studio to take on a culture of another country. But if done successfully, then the rewards will be great in the long run. Besides, nobody makes it far in life by always playing it safe, and taking risks is the company's specialty. So now that Pixar wants to pick up that guitar and present us the magic of Mexico, will Coco sing to us an amazing tune, or is the film just all bones and no muscle? Let's find out. The story. This is the kind of film that has less to do with the story itself and more with what people can find in the story. The main plot is about a boy named Miguel who aspires to be a musician, finding himself in the land of the dead during Dia de los Muertos. But in order to go back home, he must find his great-great-grandfather and idol, Ernesto de la Cruz, to have his blessing to return to the living world and play music again. However, without spoiling anything, the film would also include a lot of twists and turns that would change the impact of the plot and its characters. When looking at the story on paper, it doesn't seem all that impressive. It features a bunch of cliches, and it's not the first time that these plot twists have been used in a movie like this before. So I guess this means that this is one of the weaker Pixar films, right? Absolutely not. The movie found a way to take this story and execute it to make it feel fresh and bring the audience on a journey like they've never seen before. This is all thanks to 3 reasons that are the main focus for why the plot feels as great as it is. One is the world that the movie is set in. The film takes its time to present both the land of the living and the dead as an entire celebration to Mexican culture. From the traditions they honor, to the legends that made their mark in history, to the myths they believe in, to the types of entertainment that they enjoy.
A big fan.
Never forget how much your family loves you.
The second is the characters. A major theme in this movie, other than music, is the importance of family. That is why it is vital for this feature to be character-driven in order to have its audience care about what will happen to Miguel and those around him. Finally, there's the theme I just mentioned about family. This is where it would present some strong emotional moments and why this is equally emotionally driven as much as it is character-driven. Audiences won't have time to guess what will happen next in the plot. They would be too preoccupied trying to settle their emotions when they learn more about the characters and why family is important. The movie is not about telling the story itself, it's what's in the story that made the writing so strong. The animation. Just when you think you've seen all they could offer, just when you think you've seen it done like this before, Pixar would always find a way to produce animation that is a real feast for the eyes. I guess I could start off with the backgrounds, where among the living, it shows a small believable Mexican town, but among the dead, it presents an area that is larger than life, where the use of colors are strong and more vibrant, and the amount of detail put into the buildings and lighting are at their peak. It presents a surreal, yet caricaturized look into the beauty of the country. For the character designs, you got the living where they have a more down-to-earth and realistic tone in their look. But the dead are the ones that implement the most Mexican folk art onto them with detailed graphics on their skulls and the way they would wear their clothing around their skeletal structure. It's also a great bonus on the designs of the spirit animals where they bring to life the neon-colored sculptures of mythical creatures. A bit of the same can be said regarding the character animation. The people move in a manner that's very smooth and natural, while the skeletons have a lot more creative freedom, where they can take off their body parts and twist around with no problem in a quick and fun pace.
You know what? I'm just gonna zip right over. You won't even know I'm gone.
However, there is one controversial discussion that's been going on for a while regarding the visuals of Coco, and that is the eyes of the skeletons, where small round eyes are in the middle of the eye sockets. In other depictions of skeletons, people are normally used to seeing either just big black holes or little yellow lights as the iris. It is true that it can be perceived as odd looking at first, kind of like them having lips, but I guess it was made so that the skeletons can have a friendlier and non-threatening approach to the design. It's like I see why the animators are doing this, but I can also see how it could have been done better. But regardless of that detail, it still managed to deliver such beautiful looking animation. The characters. When a movie is about the importance of family, then it is certain that it would be all about the characters and the feelings they would go throughout their journey, especially regarding Miguel. As a kid who always wanted to be a musician, he was raised in a shoemaking family that forbids music in their household. In more than one occasion, he would have to be faced with the difficult decision of either pursuing his passion or to stay with his family, and which one should he value most. However, as the movie would progress, he doesn't just learn why his family should mean so much to him, but also the reality of their legacy and how they became such an anti-music family.
Come on, what did De La Cruz always say?
Seize your moment?
Show me what you got, muchacho.
He would also be accompanied by an eccentric dog named Dante and Hector, a down-on-his-luck trickster from the land of the dead whose ultimate goal is to have his picture be framed among the living so that he could stay remembered. And then there is Miguel's family. The living ones are hard workers who are proud of their shoemaking legacy, while the dead ones want to make sure that he makes it among the living before sunrise. Sure, they can be harsh on the boy and try to take down his dreams of music, but it's noticeable that they do it out of love, that they care about his well-being very much and don't want to lose him like his great-great-grandfather. Speaking of which, there is also Ernesto de la Cruz, Miguel's idol and superstar musician that is the ticket to return among the living and still capable of playing music. His role in the film would later seem predictable, but again, the execution of his role by how he's written and his charming performance does make him a strong addition to the cast. With the way this movie is crafted, audiences will feel like these characters are family. After watching this film, I had to take a moment to just settle down my emotions and, well, maybe fight back some tears. Not just because the movie was that good, but also because it's been so long since I've seen a new movie that good. Coco is a great and emotional love letter to the culture of Mexico that contains a heartfelt and engaging story, amazingly crafted animation, memorable characters, a powerful message about family, and despite not being a musical itself, has some fantastic songs. This could be one of the best definitions of a family feature, where not only is this a must-watch, but it's even better watching this film with family members in order to fully embrace the importance of family. Speaking of which, I can now happily add Coco onto Pixar's Ofrenda so that it could be remembered as much as the other classics, and I'll even place it with the AniMat's seal of approval.
Yes! I finally did it! Yes, well, of course I am happy that I managed to do this Coco review, but the real reason why I'm actually happy is because I managed to actually do a Coco review without even once mentioning the Book of Life.